It seems like each of us have our passions of one kind or another. I've tried to identify for myself what my big passion is, one above all others maybe, or among others. And I think I've decided that for myself, probably one of the most important, if not the most important, is family. And I guess if I were to be known for anything after it's all said and done, I'd like to be known as the fellow that was deeply concerned about his family. And I don't choose to be obsessed by it or expect miracles in that regard. But at the same time, I relish its value. I realize what it can do for people, for families that are a part of a family, the members that make up a family. I think of what families can do for a whole society, for a religion, and of course for the individual himself. I realize that people make up families, and in the end, families are the backbone of people. There was one huge disparity when I finally got through looking. I couldn't find one religion, including Judaism, that had a holiday dedicated to the most important institution of all, the family. Wouldn't you think some religion somewhere would have said we should have a holiday that celebrates family? We got Mother's Day and Father's Day. Nobody ever said we should have a family holiday, just to celebrate the fact that families exist and survive and they hold the world together. There's no such holiday. Can you think of one? So I declare Pesach. I declare Pesach as a holiday of family, not just children, and that's why I'm talking to adults too, because we're all the family. And Passover to me means that we pass over from our previous generation to the next one the value of family. Because when we lose it, we lose everything.
I recollect when I used to sit at the Seder with my father. Right? And I used to listen. My father used to run the Seder. He'd make Kiddush, the youngest, which was me, would ask the full question. And then of course as we grew up, next thing I knew that I was attending one Seder with my father, one Seder with Mama's daddy. And I saw the difference. I have on tape, the old tape, my father making a Seder. And my father-in-law making a Seder. And you see a lot of tradition. But I saw a difference, big difference. My mother participated as the woman that queen of the household, the meals and all this. But with my mother-in-law, God bless her soul, she participated in it to the point strictly from memory. Everything was committed to memory. And she would actually correct my father-in-law. Now, when both of these parents passed on, I remember vividly the first Pesach, when my mother-in-law said, "Son, sit at the head of the table." And I was very like this here. For me to be conducting the Seder for the first time, with that professional standing there. And she was encouraging, she was this or that. And so when I sit here tonight and I see a change, I see something a little different. The theme has not changed. It's for these youngsters to remember. Maybe those that are old enough will remember what I'm saying right now. It's what Papa said. And we live on in our children, because that's how I'm going to be living on, right there with the children. But the theme ain't changed. You spend the whole night tonight with the children participating rather than sitting and falling asleep.
So I declare Pesach. I declare Pesach as a holiday of family, not just children, and that's why I'm talking to adults too, because we're all the family. And Passover to me means that we pass over from our previous generation to the next one the value of family. Because when we lose it, we lose everything. Now I have the toughest part of all, which I've tried twice before to do, and I broke into tears, but I'll try to do it straight. There's a little village in, I believe, southeastern Romania, and the year is 1898, and it's a little cabin with not much of an impressive floor, and they're holding their Seder. There's a little girl, she's 9 years old, by the way, and the father looks at the little girl, and he says, Sarah, remember, Lacha ulacha, Lacha ki lacha, Lacha ach lacha, don't ever forget it. Lacha Adonai halam lacha ki le'nueh, ki le'yueh. And little Sarah says, I'll try to remember. And every year she sings, and every year she remembers. It's 1898. 71 years later, it's 1960. The little boy is sitting in his house in Tampa, Florida, on Newport Avenue. And I can tell you, at the end of the table was Dad, with his strength, with his character, with that solidness that I knew I could always lean on. Right next to Dad was Mom. There was Anita next. Then there was Zadie. And Zadie, whenever everybody was singing, he was stiff as a board. Next was Bubby. After Bubby, there was Aunt Ida. Then there was Louis Kaiser. And then, right up the row, was little brother Steve and me and Arthur at the time, and Bob and Ken. The table was complete. The Newport was complete. And the finger. There's two fingers that stand out on my Seders as a kid. One was my father's, and it was a scary one. It usually went like, that was not a good sign. The other important finger was Bubby's. Bubby was like this. Lacha, ulacha. That was the same finger, by the way, when I'd get up in the morning to go to school and wear those silly long shirts that he used to wear that were no longer in style. I'd rub my eyes, I'd get out of bed, and I'd go to the bathroom. There was a rail by the bathroom door that looked down over the stairs, and I'm barely able to make the door out, and all of a sudden the finger hits me in the chest, it pushes me against the rail, I'm leaning over, looking down the stairway, and there's my Bubby going, Madani, Lefanecha, Melachai, Bekayim, Shechazarta. It's not Shechazarta. Bina Shmutzi. And I said, what's so schmutzy? Bina Shmutzi. It's Bina Shmasai. But okay, this night is different from all other nights because we're here and we're together as a family, with our special customs to cement these precious moments into our memories forever. On all other nights, we either eat dinner with Dan Rather or we skip supper altogether. On all other nights, no more than 2 family members are in any one room at the same time. On all other nights, we juggle dynasty, dishes, laundry, and making lunches. On all other nights, we think of writing the folks but are too tired to start a letter. On Friday nights, we rush through Kiddush and fall asleep to Dallas. On Thursday nights, we read the Observer and dream of responses to the editorials, responses we never write. On Wednesday nights, we have our meetings, and on Tuesday nights, our hair appointments. And on Sunday nights, we might get a surprise phone call from a relative we have been meaning to write or call, a relative who got tired of waiting. Why is this night different from all other nights? Because we're here together. No need to write or call. We need only look up and see the faces we struggle so hard to keep sharply focused in our minds. There is sentiment in this night, like no sentiment I have ever experienced at any other time or in any other setting. There is that special explosion of heart and soul called family. It is here and it is alive in this room. And after dinner, I'll step outside, and I did, and stare up at the stars like I've done every year since I was 5. And I'll talk to God tonight, as I just did, and thank Him for keeping my parents and my brothers and my family alive, for watching over them, for being our protection all of those seconds, all of those minutes, all of those hours, those days, those weeks, those months, those years, those decades. I figured it out on a calculator, and over all the years that the hearts in this room have been pounding, it's about 19 million times, and He's done every one of them. And in this room we've seen 700 Seders. Can you imagine that? Just in this room. There's love in this night. You can see it in faces, you can see it in the smiles and the tears and the levity. There's strength in this night, for we dare to laugh even at a moment in our lives when things are not so peachy. For these precious few hours, for this all too short reprieve with families surrounding us, we are invincible. They can't hurt me because my dad is here and my brothers are here. And for this one night, the outsiders are outside. For this one night, I see clearly that there is something special about my family, and there is no confusion in this mind as to who the outsiders are. Throughout the year, my defenses are occasionally lowered, and I foolishly allow strangers whom I know next to nothing about to be accepted on a par with my own blood. How foolish. For this one night, the outsiders are outside. No boss, no taxes, no applications for college. They can't touch me in here with my family. No scholarship committees, poor Mikey. No resumes, poor Murray. No interviews, no cleaners, no shopping, no car repairs, no bills, no mail to answer, no TV to watch, no volleyball games to play or meetings to attend. Tonight is family night. Tonight the outsiders stay out. Tonight the wolfhearts sing and rejoice. Why is this night different from all other nights? Because there isn't another night in the year like it. And when Zadie died, a part of Pesach died forever in my mind. And when Bubby died, still more of Pesach receded into memory. And when my brothers moved away and stopped coming back, the Pesach on Newport was ended forever. Somehow it was never quite the same for me after that. Seders in my brothers' homes, even with Dad Parving, were never quite the same as Newport. The ones on Newport with Anita and Aunt Ida and Louis Kaiser photographing, and Ken and Bob in the kitchen noshing more turkey than they were cutting. But this year I saw it differently. I realized that Newport was a beautiful memory which I want to keep alive in my mind and in my words, spoken and written. And while the Seders may have been for me losing something year by year with the departure of loved ones for homes of their own, or new homes in bliss, with the declining volume of family members, I then looked at my children and realized that this is their Newport. And then I think of what this night's memory might mean to my children 35 years from now. Will they remember this night? Will they recall the temperatures in the air and the mugginess, the smells, the sounds, and the sights?
However, I find an objection based on the finders, keepers, losers, weepers clause.
And that is?
Will they remember how to sing Why is this night different from all other nights? Most, I guess, is because it reminds me that I'm different from all other people. My heritage, my family, my upbringing, my parents' gift has been their love and deep-seated value and goodness. This night is different because they insisted that it be different. And because they have taught us to keep it different, and because now, because of nights like this, we are different from all others. And we can be proud of our individuality, and we should be grateful to them for seeing the merit in this oh so special night. So like I said at the outset, I wish this night would never end. And I thank you, each and every one of you, from the bottom of my heart for being here tonight, of all nights together, so that my children might have these memories never to forget, always to recall, and they would keep watching their little fingers.
Ashikoya.